In 2019, I was asked to facilitate a value stream mapping event for a leading consumer brands company in Montreal. As French is the primary language in Montreal, and definitely not a language I speak, I aligned with the continuous improvement manager, and we agreed that we would translate every bit of materials into French and English so that the team and the facilitators would understand what was being said during the event. Now, during the first day, every slide that we covered and every bit of information that we shared was translated from one language to the next. Now, the audience was very engaged and they participated very, very well. But what we noticed was at the end of the first day, we were 4 hours behind our plan for the week. Knowing that it would be almost impossible to get that time back if we continued down the path we were following, based on feedback from the team and due to their extreme engagement, we aligned and agreed that since most people spoke French as their primary language, we would stop translating everything into English unless it was absolutely necessary. And if we spoke English, we would stop translating into French unless our engaged audience spoke up. So, on day 2, what we decided to do was present mainly in French, except when I was facilitating. And as we noticed, a lot of the discussion and questions were in French. And my co-facilitator, who spoke French as a primary language, was able to answer those questions. Since I didn't speak French, I actually had no idea whether or not things were being answered to my satisfaction, but it appeared that things were being answered to the team members' satisfaction. So I learned and I realized it didn't really matter if I understood everything that was being said. Now, at the end of day 2, we had caught up a number of our hours and we got feedback from the group again, and they told us that this day was much more positive for them and they felt a lot more engaged, and we also noticed that as well. The rest of the week we used the same approach, and although I did not understand most of what was being said, by the end of the week we had a very strong strategic plan that was going to save millions of dollars for the company. At the report out, it was delivered by the team in French, and it was high energy and engaging, and the audience could feel it. The main lesson that I learned in all of this is that communication needs to be tailored to your audience, and it's not as necessary for you to understand it as well as it is for them to understand it, because in the end, they're the ones that get the highest value from it. I hope this story provided you with some inspiration to revisit your own processes. I have a lot more I'd like to share. Head over to pi-partners.com to learn how I can help. And check back from time to time for more Kaizen stories.